Warning, this podcast contains spoilers.
They can hear me. Hello everyone and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Flash Season 1 Episode 4, Going Rogue. I'm your host Clio, and with me I have Dom, who speaks whilst no one can hear him.
I speak when... No, yes. Quiet. Shh. No one's supposed to know that.
He cheats.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you like this episode?
I was really confused at first. Right, we had the recap beginning when Barry's talking, and they're trying to tell you what happened, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't really need a recap. I know everything that's happened so far, and I've known it pretty well. I've paid pretty good attention. And then all of a sudden, they show me this character that I've never seen before, and I'm really confused. I'm like, did I, take a 5-minute nap at the end of last week's episode, and we forgot to talk about it or something? I was completely shocked. I almost shut the episode off and went back to rewatch the third episode to see where this girl was that I missed. And then I was like, no, you know what? I'm going to keep going. It's whatever. If it was something I missed, like a 3-second clip, then I wasn't going to go back to watch that.
Dom can't stand not knowing.
Right. It really bugs me. So I just pushed through, and then I realized, oh, she's from Starling City, and... that's an Arrow crossover that I wasn't expecting.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Because I didn't watch Arrow. I'm still trying to catch up. I've only just been introduced to this character
You
now.
forgot us completely.
It was like I watched an episode earlier today of Arrow, and I'm only on episode 5, and I just saw her for the first time. So really
Felicity
confusing.
Is awesome.
Mm-hmm. She is. I really enjoyed her.
Yeah. Yeah, she's pretty cool. And if you guys don't watch Arrow, you should go watch it. It's good. Keeps getting better. Anyway.
I intend to. I'm trying to catch up. I'm just really
far
behind.
About the people who are watching this episode, not you.
But I'm all the people.
Dom is the only audience we've ever had. All those numbers, it's a lie.
Yes, all those hundreds of viewers we don't have. They're just me refreshing the page over and over again.
He just made 100 different accounts. Fake email addresses. So, Dr. Wells wants to test Barry's abilities by making him do multitasking and stuff. I wonder, because a thing that was, and I'm not sure if it was every iteration of Flash, but it was definitely everyone but the most recent one, that they couldn't retain the information that they read at super fast speeds. It's like they could do things, but if they tried reading at a fast speed, they couldn't retain the information. And I just wonder if that's going to be a thing that they address, or if this Barry can do it.
That's interesting. Well, we see him flip through the police book really fast, and he's able to pick
but
the
he was
guy
looking
out.
for a face, which makes me think that's a little different.
Right. That's
Yeah.
a good point, but that whole scene really bothered me.
Which one?
The
multitasking?
The multitasking scene.
Yeah.
And it was no more than it was the ping pong. They were playing pretty lightning round ping pong there. And then he's stopping for 3 seconds to have a conversation, and then go back like he's still playing ping pong, and you can hear the ping pong going back and forth in the meantime. So he's clearly not the one hitting the ping pong at that point.
I don't know. I was too I was too focused on Caitlin with the freaking operation board.
Yeah, it was great. He's like, just for the record, I totally killed it at ping pong and Operation. I was like, no, you didn't. You didn't even win ping pong.
Whatever. That was a weird scene.
It was.
And Leonard Snart, which must be the worst name
in the history of ever.
His name is Snart.
Snart.
It's Snart. But yeah, he tells one of his goons to cool it. Like right before he uses the cold gun. Is he making those puns on purpose? Is he a little punny?
I think it's intentional for us as the viewer base to kind of know where it's headed, but I don't think he was doing it intentionally.
I don't know. He seemed to like the name Captain Cold when Cisco said it to him.
He did. He loved that name.
He's gonna adopt it.
Well, he might have actually, because they use the nitrogen, the liquid nitrogen, to freeze. So he is using sub-zero temperatures already to begin with, before he's even using the ice gun.
Yeah.
So maybe it was a pun on his total awareness and intention, but yeah, I think he loves using this freeze ray, this ice gun, whatever it is.
Yeah, because when Cisco calls him Captain Cold, he makes that face like, "Oh, that's so lame that I might just steal it from you." So yeah, I hope next time he rolls up, he's totally just got like Captain Cold across his jacket. Across his jacket.
I mean, the show does hit levels of cheese, but we haven't gone that far yet, and I'm hoping we don't, because I'm very comfortable with the level of cheese that we're at. Like we don't need
it's good level cheese.
We don't need to add Parmesan on top of the mozzarella.
Yeah. So Eddie and Barry, they both made smooth moves with Joe at the crime scene. Eddie was oversharing about Iris, and Barry just made like the worst lie. It's like, you are super fast. How can you not think of a better? Is Joe just getting frustrated on both ends?
I believe he is. But Barry's he's used to going fast, and
go fast.
He just wants to catch the guys. Like, he's not worried about appeasing all the quote-unquote, I hate using this term, but the quote-unquote people beneath him, the little people of the police department. He thinks he's almost above the law now, and I think that is going to come into play very soon, where he needs a reality check at some point.
Yeah, he is pretty arrogant.
Mm-hmm.
But on that note of them both being Eddie and Barry being like smooth with Joe, do you think that they're gonna like see their similarities, or are they still gonna just really butt heads?
I think they have a lot of similarities, and they will come to terms with those at some point, but they're going to always continue to butt heads. It's just the dynamic that works so well between them.
Yeah.
So they need each other.
I hope it doesn't go in a bad direction, because
it probably will for a little while, but it won't last that way, unless
fans of the comics know Eddie as the Reverse Flash. So
right.
We'll see if that's even the direction the writers are taking it.
Mm-hmm.
Still don't know who Wells is.
This is true. The whole Eddie and Joe scene, though, in the police car, I think is my favorite scene so far of this whole show.
Where he's just like laying it to him. He's
just like, yeah, and then he's like, all right, well, let's we got some awkward silence here. Let's turn on the radio. And then let's get it on starts playing. And then they like change the station, and another love song comes on, and it's just like,
I'll take
let's shut the radio off.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was the best scene this whole episode.
Yeah. So Felicity, she just sort of rolls up, is in the precinct in his like lab, just there. But she comes back when she finds out he's woken up from a coma. She's just sort of like, oh, he's up? Motherfucker didn't tell me. Why did Barry tell her?
I don't know, but see, I don't know their relationship very well. I don't know how well they knew each other. Obviously, they knew each other. Obviously, Barry knows about Oliver, and she didn't know about Barry being the Flash until she heard it, when she said she overheard it that night with the two of them on the roof. Yes.
Well, because he didn't become the Flash until that night.
Right.
Or those couple days. Because right after he did his first Flash mission, he went to talk to Ollie. And that's when Felicity heard them talking.
Yeah, so like I said, I don't
He
really
went-
know their relationship prior to this because this episode is my first interaction with them.
I mean, they became friends. They were flirty.
Were they even flirty back then?
Yeah, yeah. And she came to visit Star. Yeah, Felicity went to visit Star Labs while Barry was still in a coma. Like she went to visit Barry while he was in a coma.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't get
Yeah,
that
so I
information
think-
either because they never showed that in the Flash.
Yeah, no, that was in Arrow. That was before this season. That was last season of Arrow that she did that.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I think she, felt a little hurt and had to go in person. Be like, "What up, bitch?"
Yeah, no, I get that now.
Call me.
They didn't represent that really well on this episode. I didn't get that feeling whatsoever.
Yeah.
Just like I said, I don't have prior knowledge of Arrow, so it just seemed
And I
to
think
me
they
like
also
they
wanted
were.
to smooth out some of the awkwardness.
Yeah, it just seemed like they were casual acquaintances that may have bumped into each other once or twice, but I didn't know there was like a very deep-rooted history between the two of them.
Yeah. Yeah. So the tech that got stolen from Starlight, I'm sorry, stolen, um, seemed to be in the hands of like a really terrible dealer. Like Snark just turns around and shoots him in the face.
For a really long time, I was looking at Snart and I'm like, he reminds me of somebody, and I didn't quite picture like who it was. And it took a little while, but he kind of actually resembles Eminem a little bit. Like if Eminem
really?
was a little more bulky and had like more weight and whatever, he just had that kind of Eminem face. Marshall Mathers.
Well, he was from Prison Break.
Okay. See, I never watched Prison Break.
I didn't either. I
So.
just know that he was in it.
Yeah, but that goes to bring the question of the janitor. They said there's a janitor in. Is this Star Lab? Yeah, it's Star Labs. Janitor in Star Labs that didn't report to work today and took the thing. We haven't seen any other employees of Star Labs.
Nope.
I was not even aware that they had janitors.
Yeah.
I thought it was just these 3 people and now Barry.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it was the janitor. It was kind of clearly Wells. I feel like Wells did it on purpose.
To teach...
to give Barry a nemesis.
Well, not Barry. Who I forget the kid's name now. The guy who created the
To
gun.
teach Cisco a lesson?
Cisco.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely that too. Because I have a feeling that as much as Wells knows, Wells might not have known about that. And when he found it, just got so mad that he stole it and put it in a place where it could get in
the wrong hands.
Snart's hands.
Yeah. That's entirely possible. That it's going to turn out that Wells is like this mastermind villain.
Yeah, there's something wrong with him though, his psyche, because he seems like unraveling. And I think Cisco saw it too, especially when he was like just like.
The thing gets me though, if he's such a villain,
yeah,
why is he training Barry?
It depends on what he wants. We just don't know what he wants. He's got that article from 10 years in the future. And if he wants to change the future or change it back or fix it or something. He clearly is protective of Barry.
I'm starting to think now, what if Barry ends up being the Reverse Flash? He's training him so he's like a villain.
Yeah, you think that's what he's trying to do?
He could be.
Barry could resist him and...
He could, yeah.
You won't be happy about that?
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because clearly they're modifying the comics a bit here.
Yeah.
So there's so many possibilities on who the Reverse Flash could be at this point. Mm-hmm. The fact that they haven't mentioned the Reverse Flash again really has me curious, because it's just like they set it up in the first episode. Mm-hmm. But if it was going to be such a big part of the season, it seems like something that they'd want to seed in there so you never forget about it. But
Yeah, or they want to have it pop up later. Surprise!
Could be.
Yeah, so we'll see which way that goes.
I mean, it could end up even being Barry, and the reason why Barry went back in the first place was something to do with saving his mother.
Yes.
And then accidentally killed her.
Yeah, because... Okay, what we saw when... In that flashback with Baby Barry was the running around, like, whatever super speedster was running around his mom, like, had her trapped. His dad tells Barry to run, but then Barry's, like, all of a sudden whisked out onto a street.
Yeah.
A couple blocks away. So what it could be is that it's Reverse Flash and the Flash circling his mom. And
That's
the Flash
true.
is trying to stop him.
That's true, too. Barry saved himself as a kid to protect him.
Which paradox, I don't know how well that would work.
Yeah, I don't know.
Depends on how paradox work in this universe.
Or how time travel works in this universe.
Yes. So yeah, I think a lot of stuff that goes missing from Star Labs is Wells' fault, and it's done on purpose.
See, I keep overlooking that fact. I keep forgetting Wells is this evil guy until we start discussing it on the podcast every week.
Because, I mean, he's clearly lying about being in a wheelchair.
Mm-hmm. He murdered somebody.
Yeah. Yes, he stabbed somebody.
I mean, I keep overlooking the little fact that he killed someone in cold blood.
We can assume that the reactor of the exploding was his fault, and that he did it on purpose. Mm-hmm. Because Cisco goes, "Oh, there's gonna be like a lightning storm. Should we maybe power down?" He's like, "No, it'll be fine.
It's fine.
I've been waiting for this day for 100 years."
What feels like 100 years.
Yeah, so something's not right. But yeah, I guess he's very mad that Cisco built this gun on purpose to stop Barry if Barry was like a baddie. Turned out to be a bad metahuman. Right. Was Barry being too harsh? Is Cisco right to have a failsafe? I don't
think Cisco's in the wrong here. I think Barry was extremely harsh, and the fact that he even shut off his radio and he was like, "Yeah, I don't feel like talking right now," and then he just takes off to go fight a criminal that can pretty much kill him.
But wait. Yeah, no, and I think it's definitely Felicity being there that kind of helped him overreact, because he's seen the Arrow and Team Arrow and how they work, and they work very well together. But that was 2 years of working well together when Barry met them.
Felicity? Mm-hmm. That's her name. Felicity even says, "Yeah, that took our team a long time to get that way." Yeah. So.
Yeah, it did.
These guys have been together for a couple weeks, maybe?
Huh? Yeah, exactly. And as you know, from the first couple episodes of Arrow, Diggle hated Ollie. Mm-hmm. Diggle was not happy with that job. So yeah, it took a long time.
Which one is Diggle?
Diggle's the bodyguard.
Okay, I just got to the episode. It's 2 episodes after spoilers for Arrow, but just got to the point where Oliver tells him, and then Oliver gets arrested and is accused and all this stuff. So I'm only an episode or 2 after that. But yeah. Yeah. Okay. Arrow spoilers.
Spoiler fingers down. You're safe.
Spoiler fingers are down.
Yeah. What I see them setting up here is a Batman Superman thing where there just so happens that they have a failsafe in case. Because Batman's always got kryptonite in case Superman goes bad.
Yeah. I mean, doesn't everybody have kryptonite, though?
There does come a point where everyone's got a tiny sliver of kryptonite, and that's enough.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Whoop, nope. Bad app. Okay. Sorry.
It's quite alright.
Place in the notes. Yeah, so Captain Cold sort of traps Barry. He's a very sort of villain that's like, oh, you like protecting people? Here's a whole bunch of innocent people. I'ma go.
Yeah. It's just... I don't even know. I don't even know. The Captain Cold, though, when he was... Before he was called Captain Cold, when he's walking through the security... or the tour. He goes through the tour 3 times, and the guy calls up, and he's like, no one takes this tour more than once.
Nobody does that!
That was just really funny to me. But,
oh, yeah.
But Captain Cold with the train, is that what you were talking about?
Yes, I was talking about the train.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, but the train, it was just like, it's a big setup. It's just like, yeah... I'm not looking to, how did he word it? I don't remember now. But it was something, it was clearly a trap, basically, is what it came down to. And Barry did not realize that until the moment before he fired that gun off.
Yeah, I mean, that gun's pretty scary, too. It will just make your cells stop moving.
Mm-hmm. Were you surprised, though, that Barry saved everyone from the train?
No. I did expect, though, somebody to get hurt, because... Oh, yeah, we totally forgot Barry's existential crisis. Mm-hmm. He couldn't save somebody in the theater.
Right.
One of those ushers. He couldn't save one of the ushers.
Yeah,
Barry has this existential crisis. Like, what's the point if I can't save everybody?
Yeah, and Cisco tries to comfort him and be like, "No, this is on all of us."
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. And
but Joe,
Cisco's
as a cop,
gone.
knows,
you know,
he knows you can't save everybody. You're never gonna be able to do it.
Right, and then when the train was going in, you see that girl in slow motion, like flipping through the car.
Yeah, I was sure she was gonna die. Just.
I thought she was.
Barry does need to learn that lesson that he can't take everything so personally.
I thought she was gonna die in his arms.
Oh, that would have been worse.
Because Barry grabs her and then starts running at flashlight speed, whatever, and you're seeing shards of glass from broken windows in the air, and I'm just like, you run through one of those shards at that speed, and she's getting ripped to shreds.
Yeah.
I was just waiting for that to happen, and it didn't.
Yeah, And I've been thinking about that more and more, and I really need to read more about the Speed Force, but how we were talking, if he runs with someone like that, and they're injured, he could, like, snap their neck or something.
Yeah.
But I think the way it works is because the Speed Force is like an energy.
Right.
So, like, it surrounds him. So I think when he grabs someone, they're, like, moving at that speed, too. So it's not like...
It's more not the speed that they're traveling, but it's the sudden start and stop. That's what gets me.
I think it can be explained away with how the Speed Force works, because it's an energy that surrounds Barry and something that he chooses to use, and I don't know. I was just thinking about it in that scene.
Yeah. Now that I seeded it into your head.
Huh?
Now that I seeded it into your brain.
Yeah, now it's just there. And
you can't unsee it.
I have to disprove Dom.
It never happens. You can't do it.
It does. It happens totally. But, yeah, so Joe actually talks to Iris. They have a little heart-to-heart. And they were like, yeah, okay, no more lies. This is good. And Joe's like, yeah, sure, no more lies. Still lying to her.
Still lying right to her back.
Still lying to her.
Yeah.
This is like a giant overarching theme, Flash and Arrow. To like, all the lies.
But at the same time, how is this something you just blurt out? Like, when is a good time to unlie about this?
the thing is, Joe never wants her to know.
Right.
The synopsis for next episode, he finds out she's, researching the streak, and he goes to Barry and says, shut it down.
Shut it down.
Shut it down. He thinks he can lie to her forever.
It's not gonna last.
He can't, and she's going to be so mad when she finds out.
Especially after, like, that whole speech,
Yeah.
What happened to No More Lies, and...
The parallels between this and some certain characters in Arrow currently is, like, exactly the same. And I'm like, it's just gonna blow up in everybody's face, and everyone will be so much more mad than if you told the truth.
Yeah.
So much more mad.
I don't know who she's gonna be more mad at, though. Do you think she's gonna be more mad at Joe or more mad at Barry?
Probably more mad at Barry, because Joe's her father.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, though. It's gonna... Because Barry could be like, which she probably will be like, Joe told me not to tell you, what do you want me to do? And then Joe's gonna be like, I'm protecting you, baby girl.
Yeah, but then, like, at least he accepts the fact that they're dating now, and he sees that his partner can actually watch his back. He's not just watching his partner's back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that Joe doesn't have to take care of Eddie. They can do both. But it's just lies, man. Because she wanted to be a cop. She took the test. And she put the application in, and Joe just wouldn't have it.
No, she said that he didn't even talk to her until she declined
took her application out.
Yeah. So it's just like shit's gonna hit the fan when she finds out. It's gonna be bad.
Yeah, because it's just another thing on the ladder of stuff Joe won't let her do to keep her safe.
Yep.
She doesn't need protecting. At least not the way Joe thinks she does.
No.
But at the end of the episode, Snark tracks down one of his former partners. They say his name is Mick, but I don't know when they ever...
They didn't.
Huh?
They didn't.
They didn't. Yeah, so they never said his name, but the synopsis says his name is Mick. And...
Is this a character that carried over from Arrow at any point?
You see, I have a sneaking suspicion, but I don't... No, it's not. It's not.
No?
It's not.
Okay. Because I was under the impression it was somebody from Arrow, and that was kind of like the cliffhanger.
City. No. He's, No, he's a Flash character.
Okay.
I was actually... I had the question, who is he? But they basically just say it on Wikipedia.
His name is Mick.
No, but his supervillain identity too.
Oh.
Because my dad, I was talking with my dad, and my dad's like, maybe he's Firefly, who's a Superman villain.
Maybe he's Firefly season 2.
Oh no, Firefly is a Batman. No, I forget. Anyway, he's no Firefly season 2. No.
No. Yeah, that whole final scene kind of confused me because they like set it up where it's supposed to be somebody you know, and it's clearly not anybody that I know.
It wasn't supposed to be someone you know. It was supposed to be like, hey, here's a supervillain with fire. Should we do spoiler fingers for who it is? Just because they didn't say it in the episode?
Before we do spoiler finger, can I make a guess?
Yeah, go for it.
Is it the dude that was trapped inside S.T.A.R Labs?
Oh. Well, his name doesn't match up, but if they choose to do that, that would be awesome. I'm actually going to find out. I forget what his name is.
It was Snow's fiance.
What was his name?
I don't remember at all.
Raymond. No, Ronnie.
Ronnie.
Ronnie Raymond.
Yes, Ronnie Raymond.
Well, there's I'm going to say no, because whoever, shoot, where can't I find it? Oh, there it is. Whoever, Mick is, was a former, criminal.
Okay.
Because he was an associate of S.T.A.R, so I don't think that it's Ronnie.
Okay, so we'll get to that in 1 minute. Before we do that, I want to discuss what's her name?
Yes, Felicity.
Felicity. I want to keep calling her Felicia. Felicity and Barry on the train at the end.
Yeah, yeah.
What about that little moment that they shared?
Yeah, it was adorable. It was definitely, we're both being snubbed by the people we pine for. Let's just make out.
I totally expected him to kiss her and then flash off.
Yeah.
But he stuck around for a few seconds and said something and then flashed off.
Yeah.
Is that a good term for just like running away? Flashed off?
Flashed off? Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
Or can I just say that he flashed her?
I think it's a term that Barry would agree with and laugh at.
Okay.
So yeah, you're on to something there.
Excellent. Yeah, do you think these two will get together past this? Hold a long distance for her, short distance for him relationship?
I think maybe they go on some dates. Okay, I am gonna say when she walked into the bar when they were doing the trivia night,
A little
that's
overdressed.
like the same dress in a different color that she wore in an episode of Arrow.
Nice.
On date, and I'm
nice.
like, oh.
Did she wear it in red on Arrow?
Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure it was red.
It'd be even funnier if she wore it red on this episode just because of who Barry is.
Yeah, if she wore it in red for
or
Flash,
yellow,
green.
Or if she wore it in yellow, that would be funny too.
Yellow?
Yeah, because she already wore it in red, now she's wearing it in yellow.
Oh yeah, that would be funny. But yeah, I just want to point that out.
Okay, so go into the synopsis for next week, and then we don't need spoiler fingers, because if anybody doesn't want to know about next week, just stop watching here.
Yeah. Okay. Fifth episode of Flash is called Plastique. After a bomb goes off downtown, the army, led by General Ealing, rolls in and takes over the case. Joe tells Barry to look into the army's involvement. Wells informs the team that Ealing was experimenting on his men to turn them into super soldiers. Cisco confirms one of Ealing's soldiers, Bete sans something really French, I don't know, was at the bomb site. The Flash tracks her down and realizes she's not setting off bombs, she's a metahuman. Joe learns Iris is writing about the streak. He tells Barry to make it stop. Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Barry realizes Iris won't listen to him, so he decides to have the Flash pay her a visit.
Ooh.
Face blur thing. He should not do. That's a dumb idea. It's a really dumb idea. So that's the next episode.
That's interesting. I'm glad that we're going to jump back into the metahumans while fighting a regular human being with a super weapon. Was interesting this episode. I did miss the metahumans, so
yes,
I will be glad to see them come back this next episode.
But it's also gonna have the army to deal with, and
it's also notable to note that there's not going to be an episode of Flash this next coming week. It's going to be the week after. They're taking a week break. Yes. So, but so who is the villain now?
All right, yeah, so stop listening if you don't want to know. But, what was his name supposed to be? Mick Roy is Heatwave, who is a Flash villain. And I did not remember him, but he does have a fire gun.
Ooh, so...
Possesses a handgun-sized flamethrower and knowledge of pyrotechnics and combustibles.
I'm curious now if that's going to be a different gun or if he's going to modify the cold gun to work in reverse.
It's a different gun. Remember when the dealer was showing him the guns? There were two guns. One was fire and the other one was the cryo gun.
Oh, okay.
So this is the other gun because he killed the guy, so he just took the gun.
Right.
So yeah, this is the other gun, and he obviously worked with Mick before and knows he likes fire and explosives, and this gun is probably perfect for him.
So,
but actually, I didn't realize that the Rogues is like a group of supervillains.
Oh, okay.
Captain Cold, Heat Wave.
So this fire gun, did Cisco create this one too?
That's a really good question. I don't know. I don't know, but it definitely, I would assume, since this dealer had the cryo gun, that Wells also gave him this fire gun.
Okay.
Because
maybe,
I'm just saying
maybe Frost built the fire gun.
That it's probably, if anyone would have gotten this gun specifically, because clearly the cryo gun was one of the only things that was missing.
Right.
So that was done on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Wells. He's a bitch. But yeah, there's a bunch of, oh, please introduce Boomerang. I will die.
Don't die. We need you for the podcasts.
Yeah, no, me and Dad have been talking about that. That Boomerang, Captain Boomerang needs to be in one of these shows.
Captain Cold and Captain Boomerang.
Mm-hmm.
They team up.
They do. They do. They're actually in the Rogues.
Okay, I just totally made that up, but
no, they do.
That's
they
awesome.
They seriously do. Yeah.
They throw frozen boomerangs at people.
And I didn't put those connections together. That going rogue is referring to the team of supervillains.
That's awesome. Yeah, so it's basically our origin of them. We haven't had any of the Rogues in Arrow, have we?
Let me double check. I don't believe so. No.
Okay. So it's cool that we're getting like our own set of supervillains here in the Flash that aren't crossed over.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying the crossovers. I was like really confused just based off the way that they introduced her in the previously on Flash sequence.
Yes, they should have said previously on Flash and Arrow.
Yeah.
So technically, those were episodes of Arrow that Barry was in.
Right.
So.
Yeah, so I was super confused there.
Yeah, but I also wanted to... This is not a spoiler for Arrow, but it was mentioned in this recent episode, the company S.T.A.R.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the airfield from the first episode of The Flash. So they're clearly making references to Green Lantern. Because Hal Jordan works for S.T.A.R.
Interesting.
After he's a pilot in the Air Force.
So do you think Green Lantern could be the next TV series spinoff?
I don't know, but I think that they are definitely, if they're not just being like, hey, look, this cute little thing, we're gonna show you, these tie-ins, but they might just bring Hal Jordan. No powers, nothing, just introduce Hal Jordan.
Before we know it, the CW is going to be filled up with nothing but CW DC shows.
I am okay with that.
I would be too. Just keep throwing all of them
They'll
at
bring
us.
in Gotham and Constantine, and it'll just be all the DC shows.
Yeah, they're going to purchase Gotham from Fox and Constantine from NBC.
Yeah.
And there we go. One cohesive universe.
Mm-hmm. That'll be the day. But for now, I'm happy with the little universe they've got going here.
Yeah, definitely. Even just the two show universe is really good. So.
Yeah, so that's it.
Yep.
For this episode. Dom, where can the people find you?
On the internet.
Phenomenon. You can find me at Clio and you can find all of us right here at ASOTV Podcast on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Gmail, Google+, MySpace.
Even you find the need to cough through that one.
No, you started, and I feel like I have to continue. Yeah, go check out some of our other podcasts, because I guarantee you we do another TV show that you watch, and go follow us on the socials, because we're cool people.
Most of us.
Bye-bye.
I don't know. We are pretty cool people, but I don't know about that Clio person.
Yeah, she's a little weird.
Yeah.
Why do you let her on the show?
I don't even know. She just kind of snuck in there. Now we can't get rid of her.
She just sits on Skype all day waiting for the call.